So Russia is saying give dialogue a chance. And that is also something that has also been reiterated time to time again by Jimmy Chirizi, aka Barbecue, that there is a need for dialogue. So we are seeing some statements coming into alignment between the Russian statement and what Jimmy Chirizi has been advocating for. Also, they indirectly criticize the US for fueling instability. That statement, as subtle as it may look, has also criticized the US for being complacent in the issue of curbing the criminal gangs that are supplying Haiti with arms and taking money. Well, on Monday, the critical vote that the MSS mission in Haiti was waiting for was passed, and that meant that we now have an extension of 1 year from October 2nd to next year, October 2nd, that there will be an active MSS mission in Haiti. And that went contrary to what speculations had pointed to, that it will be now changed to be a fully UN mission. That part was removed by the US, and the mission now will be a UN-backed mission as it is right now. The MSS mission will be active in Haiti for the next 1 year. But of interest were these countries that abstained in the previous vote. Right now, all the 15 countries assented and gave their approval for the extension of the mission in Haiti. But critical countries, these are permanent members, for example, Russia and China, last year did not vote for this mission. They abstained. That meant that they didn't have a problem with it, but they didn't want to take sides at that time. This time, these two countries gave a nod for the mission. And particularly of interest in this session will be the reasons that these countries gave. Of course, I'm going to tackle one country for now. This is Russia, and why Russia assented to this mission. Russia is of interest in this matter because if you look at Jimmy Chirizi critically, you'll find that he has the admiration of communists and countries that are close to Russia. For example, he has an admiration, he even has a tattoo of the Burkina Faso president, Ibrahim Traore. He also has an admiration of Che Guevara. He has an admiration of Cuba and countries that are leaning towards Russia. So it was very, very interesting to also go and read what Russia had in mind while they were assenting to the mission in Haiti. We understand that Russia came out clear and said that they commend Kenya for the work that they are doing in Haiti, for leading the mission in Haiti. And they also say that this mission should continue. But I am going to read the entire statement as it was presented by the Deputy Ambassador to the United Nations. That is the Russian Deputy Ambassador to the United Nations. And this is the statement that Russia wrote as an explanation of the vote on the UN resolution for the MSS mission in Haiti. Mr. President, the Russian Federation voted in favor of the draft resolution sponsored by the USA and Ecuador to extend the mandate of the multinational security support MSS mission in Haiti for the period of 1 year in an unchanged format. By unanimously adopting the resolution, the Council sends a message of support for Kenya and other troop contributing countries in their efforts to stabilize the dire situation in Haiti. It has been only 3 months since the deployment of MSS in Haiti began, and we expect that throughout this mandate, the mission will be able to expand its presence and achieve its objectives related to countering organized crime in the country. Until that happens, we believe that it is premature to plan any transformation of the international presence. It is clear that crime cannot be defeated by force alone. There is a need for resolute and urgent action to counter smuggling American weapons that have flooded Haiti. It is also important to ensure the internal political stabilization of the country and bring Haiti back to the constitutional track through further advancement of the inclusive dialogue and conduct of the presidential elections. We believe that the Council should prioritize those two objectives in particular. Well, that is the explanation by Russia of the draft resolution to extend the MSS mandate in Haiti. And Russia voted for the resolution. That it means that they supported the MSS mission in Haiti. But we want to understand exactly what Russia meant by this resolution, and that is what I'm going to go through right here. The first thing is Russia expressed its support for the mission. Clearly, Russia has commended Kenya and appreciated the role that Kenya is taking in leading the mission in Haiti, the MSS mission. And further, it has called for international community effort. That means that Russia is playing the role of being part of the international community that wishes Haiti to go back to constitutionalism. That means that it wants Haiti to have a working government again, because it has been quite some time now before Haiti had leaders that are elected, and that is what the country is planning for 2026. Another thing is that it recognizes the importance of the mission. It has come out clear and say that the MSS mission is very important in the country of Haiti, and particularly it has also recognized the role of Kenya's leadership in this mission. That is one. Now, the explanation by Russia has also given its expectations for the MSS mission. That is, the Russian Federation has called for the expansion of the presence of the forces in Haiti right now, and the fact that they need to deliver tangible results in combating organized crime. So Russia, in one way, is saying that there is a need to have more forces, there is a need to have more deployment in Haiti, as well as there is a need to give results in terms of organized crime. We know that has been quite an issue, because many have said that the results are coming in very slow, and we know that is because of the finances, which are also been very slow. But Russia is saying that there is a need to expand the force, because 400 are not enough. There is a need to have a larger force, that is to make 2,500 plus, and then there is also a need to have results as per combating organized crime. Also, what we can capture from that expectation is that there is a need to have caution on major changes. Russia is giving a statement, and it's saying that steady and focused approach is the way to go when we are dealing with such a mission in Haiti before any further or huge transformation comes in. So Russia, in part, is telling the US that right now is not the time to have a UN mission in Haiti. That is a huge transformation, and judging the force even before critical stages have not been passed yet, because we are not even past the deployment stage, and yet someone else was saying that there is a need to have a UN full UN mission. So Russia is in part saying that you need to slow down and give these guys enough time to deliver on what they're supposed to deliver before you think of now scaling this up to be something totally different. Now, in that statement, Russia also sent a jab at the United States, because they have noted that weapon smuggling and political stability should also be given a priority. And that is the weakness of the United States when it comes to the matter that is ongoing in Haiti, because a lot of arms are being smuggled from the US all the way to Haiti. And this is a particular issue that Russia and China also wrote in their past statements when the MSS was first deploying to Haiti. Those two countries stated that there is a need to do something about the smuggling of arms from the United States to Haiti. This is something that the US has not yet come out very critically to admit, that this is happening, that most of these arms are coming from the United States. And Russia is not shy to say it, because they say that military action is not sufficient, and that the influx of American weapons in the country should be checked, because that is the real problem. Also, they indirectly criticize the US for fueling instability. That statement, as subtle as it may look, has also criticized the US for being complacent in the issue of curbing the criminal gangs that are supplying Haiti with arms and taking money. So Russia has also directly hit at the US for being complacent in the matter of tightening their security and making sure that arms are not being smuggled from the US, because we know the gun laws in the US are something out of this world, and no other country has such laws. So that makes it easier for anyone who is closer to the United States to get arms in an arms exchange. More so a country like Haiti that right now doesn't have a very strong government to check these smuggled goods that are coming into the country. Now, lastly, this is perhaps the most interesting one. because Jimmy Chirizie has, from time to time, since the Kenyans landed in Haiti, Jimmy Chirizie Barbecue has come out to ask for dialogue from the Haitian government. And this has also been documented even in the MSS statements that have been released recently, that there are people who get sent from these gangs. They are sent to officials, high-ranking officials, to ask these high-ranking officials or past statements from their bosses that they want to have dialogue with the government of the day and come to an agreement on how they can settle the issues. So Russia has also called for diplomatic priorities. They say that there is a need for inclusive dialogue. Russia also said that there is a need to focus more on political stabilization and curb arms smuggling, that is one, and diplomatic and political solutions alongside security measures. So they are saying that there is a need to, yes, go with guns and settle these crimes that are happening in Haiti. So Russia is saying give dialogue a chance. And that is also something that has also been reiterated time to time again by Jimmy Chirizi, aka Barbecue, that there is a need for dialogue. So we are seeing some statements coming into alignment between the Russian statement and what Jimmy Chirizi has been advocating for, that is dialogue, that there is a need to have a sit down with the needful parties to come into an agreement of how the nation should move forward. And that is a broader diplomatic stance on dialogue and internal political processes over purely military interventions, as it has been pointed out in that statement from Russia as an explanation as to why they supported the MSS forces. So we are seeing in one part, Russia saying, yes, Haiti needs support in terms of troops on the ground because the Haitian National Police is not ready yet to counter the kind of insurgency that is happening in the country. So they need support, they need help. Yes, Russia agrees to that. But Russia also says that the US needs to do its part by solving the issue of gun smuggling from the United States all the way to Haiti. That is two. And lastly, Russia is saying that gangs will not end only by military action alone, that there is a need to also give a chance to dialogue so that it can be a diplomatic and a political process to solve the issues in Haiti. And lastly, it should be known that the Haitian Prime Minister has been giving an answer, and that is also, apart from the Haitian Prime Minister, the force commander of the MSS, that is Godfrey Otunge. They've been giving an answer to these gangs, and they've been saying that dialogue is not an option. When we are speaking about Jimmy Chirizie, they say that dialogue is not an option. When we are speaking about other gang leaders, because there are so many gangs in Haiti, they're saying that dialogue will not be an option because someone like Jimmy Chirizie has committed crimes against humanity. He's also sanctioned by the UN. So perhaps Russia is meaning that there should be political dialogue with political parties in the country and not as such dialogue with the gang leaders. But of course, most of the political parties in Haiti also are laced with gang influence. So it will be a very odious task to really have that dialogue, have that sit down with the political parties that may have gang influence and then say that will not be having a talk with these gangs. So it will be also interesting because Barbecue has that political ambition to become president, as he always says. So when we are talking about dialogue, it should be more specific on what kind of dialogue that Russians are insinuating here. Though I know for sure they will not entertain dialogue with a warlord or someone who has committed crimes against humanity, though the statement is still open. And as diplomacy is always, there has not been pointing of fingers in this statement by Russia.